This is a study I did on a local Parks and Road department and how they um, how they operate and what kind of sustainable choices they make as a Parks department. So here's a little background on the Peters Township Road and Park Department. They're in charge of maintenance in Peters Park, Peters Woods Park, and the lake, Peters Township Bike Trail, and the roads of Peters Township. They're in charge of planting and controlling all plants and trees and bushes within these areas. They're in charge of recycling programs there and holding community events for the people that live within the township. The main purpose of the park is so people have walking trails through the woods and forests for the residents to use for recreational area, as well as they have athletic fields and different types of recycling programs for people of the community. To start, I interviewed my father, who's the supervisor of this park. I just kind of wanted to figure out how he saw it and how he's making efforts to lead them to the right choices. I asked about their energy usage, and he said most of the energy they use is fuel for vehicles, gasoline and diesel fuel, as their trucks and their tractors they use to maintain parks and the roads are all natural fossil fuels. You can see they have 20 plus trucks in the fleet, as well as 40 plus tractors and maintenance equipment, like things like gators and things that they need to take care of the park. The next most energy usage is fossil fuels to heat buildings throughout the park. There's bathrooms around the park, and there's the main building and a recreational center for residents to use, and that uses fossil fuels to heat them. And the third most energy used is electricity, which they get from a power plant that provides energy for the entire township, including them. Next thing I wanted to know was what kind of plants they plant in their park and throughout their park. They plant the plants that are easiest to maintain throughout the park, so make sure they're economically proficient. But all their plants are native to southwestern Pennsylvania. In these parks, there's about 40 acres of open fields and sporting athletic fields, and there's 85 acres of woods with trails throughout them. They plant around the 40 acres of recreational use are mostly bushes and shrubs, because flowers are not easy to maintain for them, and bushes and shrubs are able to be maintained and taken care of and can last longer than the flowers. The plants that they plant are all resistant to road salt that they use to put on the roads and around the buildings when it snows, and they are able to withstand being eaten by animals of southwestern Pennsylvania and rebound. These are some of the plants that are in the park and in the forested area of the park. That's the bark of a black cherry tree, which is my favorite tree. It's found in southwestern Pennsylvania. They have a recycling program in the park. They have recycling barrels at every pavilion and building. And then I think twice a year, they have electronic drop-offs where residents of the township can drop off television, cell phones, DVD players, video games, whatever they need to recycle that. The recycling bins are emptied and sorted daily from spring to fall time and weekly in the winter time. And then the recycling is picked up by the waste management company, which helps reduce solid waste and reuse solid waste that comes from all the packaging and containers that come with things we use every day. These are alternate options I offered to them. I don't know if they'll act on them or not, but I offered them to them at least. If they made all their vehicles, not even all their vehicles, but all their trucks, natural gas, you can reduce carbon emissions by about 6 to 11%, and it's cheaper than gas. Although, gotta keep in mind, if you're burning natural gas compared to gasoline, you have more methane being produced, but less carbon. I offered them some options for different types of electricity generating things. I use solar panels on all the buildings for all the lighting, as well as windmills on the high points. I read on the solar panel website that solar panels are good during the day, but if you pair them with windmills will be able to generate and store energy at nighttime because the wind is more prominent in the night, and the solar panels collect sun energy during the day. Solar panels are estimated to save $84 per month over a 25-year period, and they cost $10,000, and that's about $15,000 you can save after you have them installed or $15,000 per 25 years, which could be significant. Another thing is the park does not plant flowers. Could have a nice visual for all the people that come through and have them around the buildings, but they don't because they're hard to maintain and they die every year. But if they were to use perennial flowers, they would not need to maintain them and plant them every year. They would be able to come back after the winters. If they were to take these steps, they could reduce emissions that are harmful to the environment and contributing to climate change, as well as generating electricity for the park and keeping their vehicles up and running, and having wildflowers for residents of the parks to enjoy, along with the forested area and the recreational areas that come along with it. Okay, thank you. These are my sources. I got off solar energy and windmill energy and natural gas energy. Thanks.